Guys, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Christine. I'm owner and content creator of bloomingbrilliant.net, where I share educational resources, parenting advice, and of course, information about homeschooling. I'm a homeschool mom of two. I homeschool my son who is 8 and my daughter who is 12 right here in Brooklyn, New York, and I love to share our homeschooling journey with you. Today, I'm going to be sharing how we're using Heron books. I'll take a closer look. An introduction to microscopes for young scientists in our homeschool, and I want to share with you. So we're going to get into it. Let's get started. Okay, so Heron Books is a publisher and developer of educational materials for children and teens, as well as educators who teach children and teens. They have over 40 years of experience creating and developing curriculum for children, teens, and educators. Their curriculum goes a little bit further because what they do is try to create real engagement through their curriculum versus just learning from a book. And we got to take a closer look, a young scientist. It's part of the Young Scientist collection, and it's an introduction to microscopes for young scientists. We really enjoyed it. It was really comprehensive when it goes into teaching how to use a microscope, how to set it up, all the different parts of a microscope, how to create your own slides, and then how to observe everything through the microscope. So I found that really interesting, and I'm going to show you inside the book and some of the things we received from the curriculum. So the first thing that I've already showed you from the outside is the Heron Books Take a Closer Look, an Introduction to Microscopes for Young Scientists book. So this is for your student. This is what you're going to be teaching from, and I'm going to show you quickly inside. So this is what it looks like. It has a little note, and then it has little chapters. I would say little chapters because you could go through them really quickly if you're just focusing on this in your homeschool for the day. This shows you about a scientist journal, and we actually received a scientist journal with the curriculum, but since I'm teaching two kids, my son created his own scientist journal with just a composition book. You could also use like construction paper and some blank paper inside and like make a cute little booklet and have them draw and create any kinds of things that they observe and stuff and write down any notes, which is great. And they kind of like tell you how to use that scientist notebook inside. Then they talk about being a scientist and the importance of asking questions and looking into those questions and using tools. So I'm just going to quickly show you that. And then right away after that, it goes into the microscope and explains what a microscope is and why it's used in the scientific field. Then they talk about slides. So see how short the chapters are. They're very easy to comprehend and digest in a short amount of time. They're also really easy to then expand on. So we have a microscope. If you get this, it doesn't come with a microscope. You should have your own microscope. And I'll link down in the description area because now they changed it. So I'll put in the description area where you can get a microscope that would work for this course and for elementary students, because that's what we use and we've used for a little while. So we had some experience with a microscope, but this really filled in some gaps when it came to like creating slides and gave us some like structure in teaching the importance of the tool and how to use it. So here, this is setting up the microscope. This was a little checklist to go through all the pieces of the microscope. So your child might not know all the names, but they went through that right here. They show you all the names and why and what they do. And so then you could go through this and have them, tell you what the names of each part are and go through that. They talk about how to use or set up the microscope. Then you can have them set it up and see if they could follow the directions of setting it up. Looking at a slide, they teach you how to focus the lenses and talk about the differences of the powers for each lens. And I found it really interesting, and my kids really enjoyed it. It made science for them come to life a little bit, because they weren't just sitting reading about something or watching something, they were actually doing something. And that always helps when you're doing any kind of learning. Always hands-on learning is usually the best way, because it's like that saying, if you teach me, I forget, but if you involve me, I learn, or I keep it forever, something like that. I'm totally ruining the paraphrase. But yeah, and then they go through drawing your observations and talking about all like things in microscopic world. So you get that book, which that's what it looks like. So what else do you get? If you get the I'm gonna look, independent learning package, you will get the book as well as a packet of information. So I got like a list of about the materials. So it talks about the learning guide and exams. Then it gave me also, I'm looking through. So the teacher resources came in this cute little folder, but I have things a little bit scattered. So then we also have an exam. We have a list of materials that you will need. You have exam answers. You have a certificate of achievement. So once your children have finished the course and went through everything sufficiently, you can give them the certificate of achievement. So you have the student learning guide that goes with the book, and it breaks down each chapter so that you have like the activities to do, and you can like check them off. So you can write your name and date and how you use the learning guide. It explains it, and then it'll say like part A. It's basically an outline of the book. This is what you got. Like, we're going to start with being a scientist. You're going to read that description about the Young Scientist Journal. You're going to get your own journal, either create one, or like I said, they sent me one with the kit that I got. So you could either create your own, and they say that, or you can use the one that you received. And then you're going to write on the inside, take a closer look, and explain what you want to like learn or observe. And then you can just write some notes in your journal and things like that. And then you go on to the next thing, and it breaks it down for you, so that way you can check it off. And if you're that kind of person, it really, really helps you stay on track and make sure that you're getting everything you can out of the curriculum. So they have a whole bunch of books, especially in the Young Scientist collection. So I really enjoyed this curriculum. I thought it was a great way to digest material in short bursts. So we really got to dig into microscopes and how to use them, and to see and what we see from them, and really deep dive into it. And I really like that. So I would be interested in using more of their books and deep diving into the small sections. I hope this video helped you get to see inside Heron books, especially their Young Scientist collection, especially the Microscope book, which is the introduction to microscopes. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. You could also check our description area, because I have a detailed review, and I talk about how we used it in our homeschool more in detail. So if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Ding on that notification bell, so that way you can get notified when we post new videos, and all the YouTuber stuff you say at the end. Thank you for being here and watching the video. I'll see you next time with some more curriculum show and tells. And yeah, have a great day and happy homeschooling. Bye!